What is up, guys? Just Tony here, and today we are reviving a series. This is the series Blast from the Past, and this is a series where I go ahead and I show you guys some of my older edits, some of my older montages that I did back in the day to give you guys some perspective of where I'm coming from, what I've done over the years, and it's a really cool series that I think a lot of you guys will enjoy if you haven't seen it already. I'd also like to mention real quick before we get into the episode that this is a show proposal. So once again, if you guys like this show and you want to see more of it on the weekly basis, go ahead and like and comment the video, and you'll see more of this in the future. Okay, let's start off here with the first montage. This is actually a really early montage for me. This is my first montage ever that I made with my own clips. The last episode was mostly montages with my friends' clips that I recorded for them, like S&D and shit like that. But this is actually my own clips on COD 4. This montage, of course, is one of my, I think it's like my fourth edit I've ever done, so it was pretty poor editing once again. If you guys didn't see the first episode, I was editing with iMovie, which is the equivalent of Windows Movie Maker for the Mac. So the editing couldn't be the best in the world, but to be honest, I did pretty good with what I have. If you guys want to go ahead and look in the description, I actually have a link to the archive channel where you can watch this edit without commentary. And you'll see that the syncing is pretty good, the effects of it are pretty good, and overall it's a nice little edit to look at. And the clips, I mean, they're pretty good. They could have been better, but at the time, for the standards, they were pretty damn good. Overall, I mean, it was a pretty cool edit. I have a lot of nostalgic feelings about it, and I had a lot of inspiration for the edit, and actually really wanted to make it a good overall semantic of an edit. And now we're moving on to the next montage, which is Remnants, which is my first Modern Warfare 2 montage. And on this montage, I took a few tips from one of my friends. One of my friends said, look at the other montages on YouTube. Notice how they do cinematics, and they kind of sync it up to the song a little bit better. So I decided to put a little bit more time, invest more time into actually putting in cinematics and things like that, and it worked out pretty good. Also, the clips on this one are pretty good. For example, this S&D clip was actually a really cool clip I hit back in the day that I remember. It was like a little ace, and very cool clip. A lot of people were cheering me on, and yeah. The other clips in this, I'm not really sure. I think this is a free-for-all clip. It's not that great, but yeah, I remember having a good time back in these days on MW2, and good memories as usual. This montage is Feel. This is my second COD 4 montage, and this is actually a huge step up from Impulsive. For one, the clips are slightly better. For two, I started using cinematics. I learned from my Modern Warfare 2 montage, and I made some pretty nice looking cinematics here. There were a few things about the cinematics I didn't like, actually. If you notice there's a few parts where I'm moving around. I didn't cut that out. I should have cut that out in slow mode a little bit more. And I actually reused a few cinematics because I was too lazy to go back. But yeah, so you can definitely see the early montage days, what it was like. A little triple feed there. That's actually pretty good back in the day. Trust me, back in like early 2010. But yeah, so this is a pretty cool little COD 4 montage. I remember while I was editing this one that I was really going hard on COD 4 and getting the best clips possible. This is definitely like my heyday for clips, when I was really just, going into games, going 30 in like one every other game. And Pointless Cinematic. This is the part 2 of Feel, which is kind of interesting because it's in the same video. It's not a separate video. So I skipped forward to this, and it's a pretty cool little edit. This is actually the song that inspired the name. I used to name a lot of my montages after the song, and not the title of the song, but something they say in the song. So in this case, the name of the song I don't think was Feel, it was something else. And you can see some pretty cool use of Ken Burns here, zooming in on the 5-kill streak. And yeah, so Feel was pretty good. The syncing was good. I think it was spot on, and it was a really fun montage to make for sure. A lot of nostalgia on this one, and it was actually one of the last big production COD 4 montages I made. I made one last hurrah, but it wasn't nearly as big as some of these, where I literally just spent months, well, not months, maybe a month getting clips, and I kind of pulled like a Zerg Grizz and just put a bunch of clips together. And, maybe even had a part 2, potentially. So yeah, here goes, kicks in the 80s frickin' music. Pretty good feed, yeah, this is insane. I was like a 5-man with the AK-74, I remember getting that. Do you feel it? Yes, I feel it. And there's the signature Savage Fusion, which was my name back then, my moniker. And here is another interesting little COD 4 montage. This is a little, like, you'd call this an episode nowadays. It was just, some leftover clips from Feel, and I went ahead and just did a little edit with Hello Seattle by, what is it, Owl City? The hell's the name? I forgot the name of the fucking group, the band, whatever you want to call them. And this is actually a pretty good little edit. The syncing was like spot on this. I remember like being really proud of myself with the syncing. I mean, looking back, it's not as good as I thought it was at the time, but it was pretty good. And these clips are pretty mediocre, to be honest. They're mostly just me hard scoping and getting 6. Like, this is like a 12 kill streak, so it's mostly about the streaks for me. That's always been a bit of a trademark about my videos and my commentaries. There's a little zoom on the kill feed. That was a little quad piece, not bad. And yeah, so this edit was actually pretty interesting because the syncing that I did in it is actually really good, and I never really met the level of syncing I had in this until I started using Final Cut. It's very difficult to sync on iMovie. If you guys have ever used iMovie, you'll know what I'm talking about, because there's no like blade tool. You basically just split clips and drag and drop, and you hope for the best. And it's a lot of like eyeballing measurements on the screen. And now we're moving on to the COD 4 montage. This is the last COD 4 montage I did, really, on Savage. That was like a big production, quote unquote, where I put a lot of time in and I hyped it up and I had a trailer. And you know what? It was really good. Like, the syncing was really nice, and the editing overall was really nice. The clips were okay. And the thing about this one was actually inspired by a frag movie by Katha, I believe it was. Was it Katha? I hope it's Katha. It might be Figar. Shit, I hope it's Katha. I don't know. I think it's Katha. Yeah, let's go with Katha. Sure, a lot of you guys know what that is. And yeah, it was a really cool little edit that I did that was basically frag movie based. I was really big on frag movies and PC back then. And look at that clip. That was like an 8-man with the AK. That was consistent. Like, that was a really good clip. Like, back in that time, back in that day, if you will, that was one of the top clips you can get right there without using a sniper. And, overall, really good, sniper feeds, sniper streaks, and stuff like that. There's the collateral split. I love when that happens, when a collateral gets split somehow. I don't know how that works, but sure. Sure, buddy. Sure. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Blast from the Past Episode 2. Hopefully you guys enjoy the series. If you do, go ahead and like and comment below. The edits will progressively get better as we move forward into the future, obviously. Next time we'll show some more edits of when I went solo and I was focusing more on my editing, so the editing will get better. The thing that'll suck, though, is my clips get worse. But then later on, I'll start editing for other players, which gives better clips, of course, inherently. So there you go. That is pretty much it. That is Blast from the Past, Episode 2. If you guys want to see more, comment and like below, and I'll see you guys next time.